Welcome to my devlog. This is Matthew, and so the name of the project that I'm currently working on is The Phantom Forest. The genre is a survival crafting horror game slash adventure. You got a couple of genres in there. Influenced by Don't Starve and Little Nightmares, two games that I kind of think are a good main focus for the type of game that this is going to be. Mainly the inspirations. Another inspiration for the game is The Nightmare Before Christmas. A lot of the art style, the masks and kind of the creature design is also going to be loosely based on that. Mostly because as a kid, whenever I saw The Nightmare Before Christmas, I thought it was kind of very, the creature design was very, that's kind of the direction I want to go with it. A lot of the sound effects, at first I kind of wanted to add more of sound that would be, let's say, like overt about, this is a creepy game. But, as I kind of been developing it, I've kind of noticed that that's not the direction I want to go. Kind of with a lot of the sound design is I kind of want the some sounds that will play and stuff, like when you open a door, it'll be ominous that you're going into a dangerous environment or whatnot, and kind of signal to the player that this place is dangerous. Of course, your typical sounds of footsteps and whatnot, and even whenever you're in the forest, the sounds of wildlife, because you can actually befriend some of the wildlife in the environment, which I kind of like as a game mechanic. Right now I only have a friendly fox that follows you around and does nothing else, but that is one of the kind of influences for the game. The game engine that I've been going to be using for this is Unreal, and a lot of this decision is because I've been using Unreal for a while now. I've built a couple of projects. I've built a third-person shooter game. I was building another project for the metaverse, so to speak. So I've been using Unreal for a while. I think it's a game engine that allows for this type of scale of game to be easily developed without as much difficulty that I might have with Unity. And I've used Unity before, and as a game engine, it's not something that I actually think is good for managing this type of scale of game. From the coding organization, I found that it's much easier for me to organize my code in C++ versus working with Unreal C#. I don't know or Unity C#. I don't know if that's changed much over the last couple of years because I haven't used it in a while. But overall, kind of Unity was not a choice for me. Also, Nanite seems to be a really good system for being able to create a pretty efficient open world without throttling my resources. And being a one-man team, it's kind of difficult to be able to develop something without necessarily having to create a LOD for every single tree or asset that I'm using in the environment, or even creatures and stuff like that. So Unreal is really became the choice for that. Gameplay mechanics, of course, it's a survival game and a crafting game. So you can build your campsite, you can build a fireplace, you can build probably a fence. There's going to probably be a crafting station for creating, oil for the lamp, because one of the main mechanics I think that I'm going to drive the game with is that the foggy and density of the woods, at least during the night time. And so if you want to be able to explore the environment deep in the night, you need to utilize the lamp. And so a lot of that I think is going to be tied into the game, one of the game mechanics of being able to explore the environment So it will have a day-nighttime cycle, so you can easily kind of wander around, but whenever you go into the dungeons and the dark places in the game, you also need the lamp to be able to survive long term. Um, I will probably include a food system and a drinking system, um, just like Don't Starve. I kind of find those mechanics are interesting. It adds to the overall difficulty of surviving in the environment. Um, I will probably set up a Discord, and at some point, probably very early on, I'll be releasing the game on itch.io for people to play a real crappy first release. I don't really have any intentions on it being a good game at first, but that's kind of part of the process of improving the gameplay and finding a good game cycle. So if you're interested in participating in that, you can message me on Twitter. I'll probably leave a link to that in the description. And of course, if there's enough interest in a community, I'll start a Discord and really take everyone's input. This isn't a personal game necessarily for me. It's kind of something that I enjoy, making video games and seeing where they'll go. So input from the community is kind of the thing I want to see, that people are interested in this kind of thing. Maybe even people that kind of like some genres like Little Nightmares and stuff like that could give me input on where the direction of the game. If they want it to be more of a kind of survival crafting type game where you're building things, and if that's more of the influence I want to go in, I'll probably go that direction. But kind of really want the project to be community driven. And so far, that's what I have to say about the game. If anybody's interested in giving me any other input or whatnot, just get in contact, send a message, comment below on what you think. The game's very rough, so don't expect much right now, of course, with the stuff that I have. But I'll continue to update it, at least weekly, depending on how much time I have. All right, thanks. Bye.